Hey guys, Duality William Bryce here, coming at you with another championship belt video. Now, I know it's been a while since I did one of these. Honestly, I was just really busy in 2024 with wrestling bookings, ring announcing, and commentary, and of course the holidays. Now, speaking of the holidays, I'm actually doing a video today because I wanted to show you guys a custom mini championship belt that I had made from Trophysmack for my Metamore mic. Now, for those that don't know, my Metamore, he, about a year and a half ago, was diagnosed with leukemia. So the last year and a half of our lives has been dealing with leukemia diagnosis, test, treatments, and of course chemo. Now, I'm very happy to tell you guys that his leukemia has gone into remission, hence why getting this belt felt appropriate. This belt is one of the mini belts from Trophysmack, which I'd seen online. They're $49. They are just the main plate. There's no side plates or anything like that, but they still let you upload an image or use one of the image templates that they already have, which is actually what I did in this case. I actually opted for the banner of World Champion because I'm a wrestling nerd. Of course, that's what I'm going to do. And it says leukemia, and the middle plate actually says Survivor. And then down below, I actually did put his name, Mike. So it looked a little bit like a nameplate was the idea that I was going for. And I gotta say, I'm actually really, really, really happy with it. I'm going to do a close-up like I normally do here in just a couple moments, but you guys will actually see some of the things that I saw when I literally opened this package up and I was like, oh, I didn't know they were going to do that. Oh, I didn't know they were going to do that. And it was all details that added to the overall look that made me really happy about this, especially for the price tag of $49. As you guys can see, mini is very appropriate. In fact, here's one of my mini replicas from shop.wwe.com. It's a little bit bigger than that, but if you've seen my video on the other Trophysmack belts, they are a little bit bigger than your standard championship belt anyways. I'm not sure if there's a reason that they go for that look, but it's really not a bad thing as far as I'm concerned because I know what I'm getting when I order it. Now, one of the other things that I was not really sure about, but pleasantly surprised, is that the fabric that they use, the synthetic leather that they use for the mini championship belts, is the same material that they use for the full-size championship belts. So, still really happy with that. Still got the metal plate. This is advertised as 1 pound, and it feels true to form. It's 1 pound, maybe a little bit more. But, as I talked about with my other Trophysmack belt video, even though it's synthetic leather, it's thin, which could be a drawback, but in this case, I actually think it's a good thing because it actually makes it quite flexible as long as it's not freezing cold. Little tidbit here. It is Michigan and it is January, so when I opened up the mailbox and opened this up, it was very stiff from the cold. And at first I was like, okay, is this from the cold or is this because of the material? No, it was from the cold. Now that we're in a room that's 70 degrees, it's very flexible, which is another thing that I like, because if you want to display it, for instance, you'll have those snaps there, and it'll display quite nicely on a table, in a case, or if you want to do it on a wall, you can do it on the wall. Another thing, as you can see, these snaps are actually really good. These snaps are actually better than some of the Premier Championship belt snaps that I've had, because they stay together really well. I have some belts that, even fresh out of the box, they just don't stay together very well. I don't know why. It's something about the quality of the snaps that they use. That being said, let's take a little bit of a close-up of the front of this and a little bit of a close-up of the back. So as you guys can see, we got the close-up here, as we usually do. Very nice belt. Here's my hand for a size comparison. Yes, I have an Assassin's Creed tattoo. I did cover up Mike's last name here just for privacy reasons. But as you guys can see, I did go with the outside gray banner. I was able to customize this. I don't believe I was able to customize the black banner right here, where it says leukemia and where it says his name. We went with gray, one, because I like neutral colors, and two, because that is his favorite color. Which was really nice. I always like the neutral colors. There's very few times that I like a colorful belt, quite honestly.
But like I said in the intro, I have a world champion here, leukemia survivor, and then his name, the idea being that his name there looks like a nameplate. So in my mind, it reads, world leukemia survivor champion, and then it's got a nameplate. But I think it looks nice anyways, because even if you take away the middle part, you still got world champion. That being said, one of the things I really wanted to point out here is this middle here, is you can see a slight engraving in those circles, and it's showing up a little funky on camera because of the lighting, but the reason it's showing up like that is because the light is reflecting off of the little grooves that are in that spot. But I actually love that. That was actually my favorite surprise when I opened this, because I thought it was just going to be a blank background, and I thought it was going to be smooth, and I think that engraving really just makes it more three-dimensional and makes it pop a lot more. It makes it look more like a championship belt, a three-dimensional championship belt, than just a one-dimensional one with some etching on it. That being said, the etching that is on here I do think is still beautiful too. It came out very crisp. It came out exactly the way it looked online when I ordered it, if not better. Now, as you guys can see, there's the survivor lettering, of course, with the ribbon in the middle and the EKG symbols on the other sides. They did have an option for the actual ribbon with the color for leukemia, but I really liked that this said survivor, so that's why I went with this, especially since, he's been in remission for a few months now. Now, one thing I did want to point out as well is on the back of the belt, they do have a Trophysmack stamping on the back, which I did not realize. I don't remember if there was one on the other belt video that I did for the full-size Trophysmack championship belt, but I do like it because I like having, to me, that's a certificate of authenticity. And you might say, oh, that's ridiculous, sort of authenticity for a Trophysmack belt, but it's still nice to know that, hey, this came directly from Trophysmack. Nobody has changed this belt at all. Obviously, this isn't a second-hand belt, but if it was, that's always a question in my mind. Of course, we do have the screws. It looks like the main plate can be removed. I have no plan to remove the nameplate, but if for some reason, let's say I love this strap or had sentimental attachment to the strap and the plate got ruined, or vice versa, you could switch it out. And then, of course, we have those snaps on the back, those very nice snaps that work really well to hold this thing together. Even if I just use two snaps, I mean, it's only a pound, but even if I just use two straps, it sits really, 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 really nice. Like, I'm really happy with it. That being said, let's take it to the outro and just put some final thoughts on it.
So, as you guys saw, a little bit of that engraving in the middle that I really did not expect. That honestly was my favorite detail about the belt. And maybe it was my favorite because I didn't know about it, but nonetheless, it's my favorite detail because I expected it just to be a flat background. Having that little bit of detail really just adds that texture to it and makes it a little bit more three-dimensional. Really nice. And then, of course, you got that Trophysmack logo on the back, which I always like because then you just know it's authentic from the manufacturer. You know that somebody else didn't make this in their garage. Not to say that people make it in their garage aren't good, but let's say you're buying it secondhand, you don't know what you're going to get. Needless to say, hopefully this won't be sold secondhand. It has Mike's name on it, so that would kind of suck. I don't think Mike would do that to me, although he might do it as a prank. But nonetheless, I'm really happy with this. Fun fact, I have not given him this yet. He has seen the design, but he's only seen the design on a computer. So, wish me luck, guys, that he really, really likes it. I hope he really likes it. It's something that I would recommend. For $49, I think that this is a great value for what you pay for, especially if you're doing something for a special occasion. Maybe you're doing something for an anniversary because you know that your partner loves championship belts. Let's say that you're doing something for a work function, or let's just say you want to pull a prank on the boys. You know, why not? Do it. One last thing that I will mention, they do have another size in between this and the full-size championship. The next size up is a 2-pound belt, and it looks semi like this. It's a little bit bigger. The belt is a little bit more square, less rectangular, and it comes with non-customizable side plates. And when I say side plates, I mean those little triangle bits. Like, there's not even a logo on it. It's just little triangle bits that look like the edge of this on the side. That being said, I'm not talking down on it at all, because I do like that the side plates add that little bit more of a feel of, oh, this is a championship belt. It's not just a main plate. There's side plates too. But it is either $79 or $89. It's either a $30 or a $40 increase just to get those little tiny side plates and a little bit of a bigger of a main plate. That being said, I think that that's probably a great value too. It was one of those things where I really went back and forth between the two, and if I did buy another one, I'd probably buy that one just to see it, honestly. But once again, thank you so much, guys. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me at Duality William Bryce, and I can't wait to see you at the next one.